A few days before, one morning at 11 o'clock, I suddenly decided to go to Kumarakovil, a temple at Talkale. In Tamil Nadu, at Kanyakumari district, there is a famous temple called Kumarakovil. Kumara means it is Bala. Bala means boy. The main deity of the temple is in the form of a boy. You might have seen certain visuals at the beginning of this video. These are the visuals taken when I visited Kumarakovil temple. So, this Kumarakovil temple is a very famous temple in Tamil Nadu. There, most of the devotees are Muriga devotees. They worship Subramania. But here, the deity is in the form of a boy. That is Bala Subramania. That is why it is called Kumarakovil. When we examine the history of this temple, there is a story connected with this temple. Long, long ago, that is before the construction of the present temple, there was a cave at the top of the mountain. There lived a Siddha or Siddha. Siddha means a person who have siddhis, great siddhis. I think he was an old man. Anyhow, he sat in the cave in a meditative post, and he was a very strange person. He used to cure the incurable diseases of the persons using the herbs and plants of that mountain. And even mortal diseases were cured by him. These plants and herbs have certain medicinal effect. Hearing this, a lot of people came there around the temple and not temple, around that hill and nearby places. A lot of persons came and they started visiting this Siddha. They were very much pleased with him. One day, he suddenly disappeared from the cave. That cave was called a fire cave. They could not find the Siddha anywhere. Now, everybody strongly declared that this Siddha was none other than Lord Muruga. Because in Tamil Nadu, devotees were all Muruga worshippers. So they thought this Siddha was none other than Muruga. So they placed an idol of Muruga there, where that Siddha sat and meditated. And they constructed a temporary temple, a temple for the time being. And later on, with the assistance of others, they constructed a huge temple. Once there was a doctor staying nearby. One night he had a dream that some of his property must be given to the for the purpose of the temple, so that a road can be constructed. So this was shown by Muruga in a dream. The doctor obeyed it, and he has given some part of his land for constructing a road, so that others can go very easily. So this Muruga, it is a very powerful deity. There is a festival called the Navaratri festival conducted at Trivandrum. Saraswati Puja, it is conducted for 7 days. So this Saraswati Devi is carried from Padmanabhapuram palace, that is a palace at Tamil Nadu. So Lord Muruga and another Devi, Munnuti Nanga, they accompany Saraswati. So Saraswati Devi is placed in front of the Sri Padmanabha Swami temple. That is in the very near of the main entrance, there is a Saraswati Mandapam, and Saraswati Devi is placed there for 7 days. So Lord Muruga is taken from this particular Kumarakovil. So Lord Muruga is otherwise called Lord of Senapati, warrior. Lord Muruga is worshipped by the warriors in ancient days. So Lord Muruga and Munnuti Nanga, they come to safeguard the Saraswati Devi. This idol is very powerful. This was stolen twice, but the thieves were not able to take it. When they took the idol from the temple, they were not able to move forward because they lost their consciousness and some sensational effects occurred in their body, and as a result they were forced to keep it very near the temple premises, and they went away. And this idol was having that kind of energy or power. Lord Muruga is otherwise called Senapati. And this temple is actually constructed at the top of a hill. This is called Velimalai. One who stand at the top and look down, one can see the complete Kanyakumari district. It is a very good scenery. It is very pleasant to be there, enjoying the climate. We get a very cool atmosphere there. Lord Muruga is very powerful God. There is another story based on Muruga. It was said to me by a lady called Kogil Janagi. Some years before, she came to Trivandrum for certain purpose. Actually, she was a native of Tamil Nadu. She had taken his MA, BA degree, and afterwards she had gone to Mumbai, and there she is working as a teacher. She speaks English fluently. For her personal affairs, she came to Trivandrum and she was residing at a guest house. She told a story about Muruga. Her father was an ardent believer of gods and goddesses. He was a very high devotee. She retired from a government post. He was having a tremendous knowledge, vast amount of knowledge in spiritual and religious affairs. And this story was narrated by this lady to my mother. That is, his father and 2 or 3 persons were traveling in a chariot. Chariot means drawn by horses. And they want to go to a temple, Muruga temple. And this Muruga temple is actually inside a temple, inside a forest. And they started their travel, and they reached a spot. And there were 2 ways, one going left and another one going to the right side. And these persons, including this horse chariot driver and the passengers, they don't know which way to go. So they were actually in a dilemma. So this Kogil Janaki's father, he started chanting mantras and hymns praising Muruga. Which way to go? He doesn't know. Suddenly, in one of the way, there appeared a shul, that is the weapon of Muruga. And it was so powerful. So he noticed the way. He understood that that is the way to the temple. And now they traveled through that particular way and reached the temple very safely. The temple of Lord Muruga. So Lord Muruga blessed his devotees, and Lord Muruga is the famous Lord of Tamilians. Apart from Tamil Nadu, That is, outside Tamil Nadu, nowhere we find Muruga temples. God can appear in any form. That is the thing. So, this particular temple called Kumarakovil, it is having a great sanctity, and we got prasadams from that temple, big laddu, then unniyapam, what we call, and payasam, and sugar candies. Above all, panchamadam, that is the famous offering to Lord Subramania. So I had a very pleasant journey. It was an evening time, and we returned safely from this Velimalai Murugan temple.